Yo, how's it going? We're back with another trade recap. And as you can see from the title, I'm learning from my mistakes. And if you don't know the mistakes I've been doing, you can go back to the previous two videos that I've had that I made the same mistake twice and took my L. But as you know, going into this day, as I knew what I had to do, and just wait. Really, pretty much it, you know, and just to be patient. So, going on the 4 hour here, we have these two, external highs and external lows. But, going into market open here, or just on the 1 hour, we had these two 1 hour gaps has been causing us to push lower. Yeah, man. I mean, I hope you guys have an amazing, start to the week. I know yesterday was a start, but for y'all traders, I know it started today. If you didn't trade yesterday, but yeah. I mean, going in on the 1 hour. Let's go on the 15. We have these two gaps that's causing us to go lower, and nothing really on the 15 besides the same gaps that I've shown. So there's not really much action besides this accumulation that was happening in the market open. That I was just waiting for a move higher or lower to get taken. And I mean, yeah, on the 5 minute, let's see. I'll go ahead and market open. Let me mark this out. Market open here. Edit this. We had market open this candle. The market open was really volatile. It was up and down, didn't know where to go. And as we go on this 1 minute, my entry, I'll show you guys my execution. But yeah, we kept taking these internal highs as, let me turn this on. Yeah. We ended up taking out London highs, market open. Market open, we took out these London highs. And we just kept distributing past. But the only reason that we came down was after inversing this first 1 hour gap, we ended up respecting the second hour gap. And, as the mistake I made earlier, or not earlier, but last week, I wasn't patient. And here, I was patient. And it paid off. As I'll show you guys the execution on Top Step. But, yeah, this was my entry here. We ended up respecting this gap. We ended up coming up to this 1 hour PD array. And ended up inversing this first gap. And that was a pretty good confluence. But a lot of people entered off that right after. And, probably caught a dub. But for me, I had to wait, as my motto is really pretty much a couple confluences, respecting this is no sweep, but as respected this gap. We came back lower, had this inverse, 1 minute inverse, and then I wanted to see a change in the state. And as I would have entered, if I didn't learn from my mistake, I probably would have entered here as this candle was playing in this section here. But I waited for the candle closure. As you can see, if I had my stop around this candle here or the entry of this gap, I would have gotten stopped out, or it still would have ended up playing out for me. But as my account was in drawdown, I probably would have got, I would have blown my account. So I waited for the CISD to fully form after this second candle closure. And boom, I entered off here. I didn't mark it as I always like to do, my limit buys, but I put my stop at the top of this previous swing high. And yeah, as you can see, we came lower, came back higher into the CISD, tapped me in, and my initial targets were these London lows. My initial target was these London lows. Sell side liquidity. And we had a 3.5 RR trade today. No, actually, no. We had a 3.3, actually. A pretty good return rate. A 3.3 is pretty big. How some traders trade, I know there's a lot of 7 RR traders, but as my model has a pretty big stop size. But yeah, this is my execution. As you can see from my mistake from my previous videos, I did make this mistake not waiting for this candle closure, but today I applied it and learned from it, collected the data, applied the data, and it ended up paying off. I went break even after taking this low here. We're taking these relatively good lows. I went break even here as I close my stop, and then it was kind of playing around in this area after taking this low, but I ended up coming back lower, and I was patient enough to take my take profit. And yeah, pretty good trade. Just learning from my mistakes and getting better every day, man. I mean, as you can see here, man, like on my YouTube, I'm holding myself accountable, posting, and just learning from my previous trades and keeping myself accountable. So yeah, I do advise, some people who feel like they need to hold themselves accountable when it comes to discipline. I do advise to maybe start posting on YouTube or stuff like that. And yeah, that was the trade recap for today. I'm gonna show you the execution. This is the execution. I made the max amount on Top Step. So yeah, execution, same thing, marked out, respected this gap, came back lower, CISD, inverse. Yeah, hope you guys have a blessed, amazing Tuesday, and I'll see y'all tomorrow if I take any trades. So yeah, God bless, and take care, everybody.